حي على الفلاح.
Another way of benefiting yourself in times of crisis, immediately after speaking about the fast and how people do have excuses and they may be able to fast later on, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us, وَإِذَا سَأَلَكَ عِبَادِي عَنِّي فَإِنِّي قَرِيبٌ. When my worshippers ask you about me, I am very near, very close. Allah is closer to us than our own jugular veins. That's what the Quran says. And you know what? He says, أُجِيبُ دَعْوَةَ الدَّاعِ إِذَا دَعَانِ فَلْيَسْتَجِيبُوا لِي وَلْيُؤْمِنُوا بِي لَعَلَّهُمْ يَرْشُدُونَ. I respond to everyone who calls out to me, every time they call out to me. So keep calling out to Allah and believe in Him in order for you to be rightly guided. Allah says, ask me, keep asking me. He loves it when you repeat it. So if I were to ask anyone a favor and I were to repeat it again and again, they would probably get irritated because they are human beings. But in the case of Allah, when you are to ask for it again and again, you're actually engaged in an act of worship. For as long as you're asking Him alone, subhanallah, He is the one we worship, the maker, the nourisher, the cherisher, the sustainer, the one in control of what I want. So when you're asking Him, you're acknowledging that I know you have this. You are the one, you are the owner. So I'm asking you, and I keep asking you. I keep asking you, subhanallah. That is a favor of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He says, if you would like to achieve goodness, and if you would like to be from among those who are rightly guided, you ask me, and I will give you. My brothers and sisters, don't we see how by calling out to the Almighty already, there is so much of comfort in the hearts. Like I always say, when we call out to the Almighty, He hears us. Definitely He has already heard us. Sometimes because He knows that it's not good for us, He doesn't give it to us. He gives us something in place of that. Or He averts some calamity that was supposed to come in our direction simply because we called out to Him and Him alone. When you ask Allah for goodness all the time, He knows sometimes exactly what you want might not be good for you. So He gives you some other goodness, or He takes away some harm from your path. This is part of the benefit of calling out to Allah constantly. The crisis that you may never know was supposed to be in your path was diverted by virtue of you calling out to the Almighty, worshipping Him alone and asking Him constantly. So these are the favors of the Almighty upon us. Sometimes what the Almighty does is, as a result of the fact that we kept calling out to Him, He keeps for us the goodness in the hereafter. Sometimes He delays it to a time that He knows is a better time or is the right time. You're asking for something right now, and the Almighty says, no, I know, I love you more than you love yourself. I know that it's not good for you right now for whatever reason. I'm going to give it to you when the time is right. That's the Almighty. That's His favor upon us. My brothers and sisters, trust your Lord. Trust Him. He knows what He is doing. He will give you. He will grant you the comfort you need, and He will bless you in every single way in this world as well as the next. Try to follow all the instructions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We are human. We're weak. Yes, we may not be able to fulfill everything at once, but we need to acknowledge that we should be fulfilling X, Y, and Z, all of it. Now, if I'm weak with X and I'm fulfilling Y and Z, it doesn't mean I must justify why X is not important. It is. Say, for example, if I'm struggling with my dress code, I shouldn't now try and look for a loophole where someone somewhere said, well, dress code is not so important. It is very important. But maybe I'm weak. So I pray that Allah grant me the strength to get there. I'm not going to deny that it's my duty, because then I'm asking for trouble. I'm going to lose my comfort. But if I want to heal, I need to become correct in my dress code, and I need to stop this competition that the globe wants me to dive into of fashion and design and what I look like and what I have. It becomes such a rat race that we lose focus that the main aim is to prepare for your hereafter, because this world is temporary. Some of the happiest people were those who never used makeup in their lives, and I'm not against it, but I'm just giving you an example. And some of the happiest people are those who didn't ever have cars, or who didn't ever own much. They didn't have their own homes. They never had a proper income. Those are some of the happiest people when they focused on the hereafter and understood the temporary nature of this life. The life is temporary. You're going to have all this and prove your point to who? To mortals who don't even care about you. To who? To everyone whom you won't even know, subhanallah. So they cheered you on, but you lost your relationship with Allah in the process. That wasn't good enough. To heal, the first relationship is that with Allah. The rest is secondary. If they appreciate what Allah's given you, alhamdulillah. People nowadays, they're not even happy with what they look like, subhanallah. So Allah is saying, enter into submission in totality. We gave you your looks, we gave you everything, be happy with it. That's good. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us beautifully regarding the wealth that we leave when we pass away, to be just, to be fair, especially to the women and the orphans. The widows are cheated a lot of the times. The orphans are cheated a lot of the times. People want to change the wealth. People want to shortchange them. People want to say, no, you don't have a share anymore, because you know what? Dad gave you when he was alive. Subhanallah. That's a statement that you need to throw out of the window, because Allah tells you whatever you gave when you were alive, you gave what was yours. The minute you close your eyes, it's ours. We decide what's going to happen with this. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us an understanding. And there's no question, there's no doubt. What's the point of me failing in the last moments when I'm about to meet with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and my will is totally upside down, completely un-Islamic, totally in the opposite direction of the instruction of Allah, and that's the last thing I needed to do as I left. You're not going to take your wealth with you. Let's go back to those 5 sons. Imagine you didn't block any of them and you followed what Allah told you, and it so happens that 20 years later there's only one son who always makes dua for you. Who is he? He's the one who regretted that he was a bad son when you were alive. The other 4, they forgot you. Subhanallah. Dad was a good man. Dad was a good man is not going to get him into Jannah. Oh Allah, forgive my father. That's what's going to get him into Jannah. Subhanallah. So don't underestimate who's going to be closer to you later on. You don't know. Be fair, be just. You passed your test in the eyes of Allah. Whether you got along or didn't get along with that particular child, it is your child. Some people want to block their brothers and sisters in the case where they don't have children or they don't have male children. Sometimes, my brother, my sister, you cannot do that. It's not up to you. This is Allah telling you it's justice. This money was ours. This wealth was ours. You came onto the earth zero. You're going to go back zero. Don't worry about what's going to happen. Do it the way we told you, and that's it. You will succeed with Jannatul Firdaus. That is Allah. Thank you so much for listening to this short message. I pray that it has increased you in a little bit of motivation and hope, and the same applies to all of us. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.